make it through to the weekly finals. Let's hop over into our next game now and find out together with Toby and Zenox.
Thank you so much, Joel. Here we go. Just a couple more matches to go for these teams to try and make their way through to the weekly finals. Of course, PGC 2021 brought to you by Alienware and Toomey. And I would not want to be in these guys' position right now. Every single game that these teams can't clutch out, Xenox, it's just that much heavier weight on your shoulders to go out and perform.
It's very stressful, isn't it, in this environment?
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of what this creates when you get down to this third day. 4 matches left, 4 slots left. That's when you really start sweating. It's fine on day 1 when you know you've got 16 chances and you can kind of just get through day 1, even day 2. You get to this point and you're like, oh, we're still playing. It's when it gets very difficult to contain those nerves and the anticipation of whether to be qual or not qual for the weekly finals. Kaishin, they make their way in. I'll be honest, and I hope Paperthin doesn't get too upset at me here, but they've been honestly very disappointing.
They have.
From the Asian region. So I'm really hoping they can turn things around. They got 4 chances. What I will say is, for those who missed the bottom 16, they literally took until the very last game to get out of that 30-second spot, right, where that went to Bound United, and just funnily enough, they're New Happy and 17 almost going to the same vehicle. But they did get out of that last spot, right, and they did get to that 4th last spot as we get... Oh, we had this circle last week. Combat here, potentially brewing Savior, close by to DraftKings. He doesn't have the intel, I don't believe.
No, he has no clue. Hi, Silson. Welcome to my house. Not gonna happen. There's no way he survives that. There's no way we can really fault him for not getting it either. Savior trying to see if he can get the flush. Not gonna happen. Yanli able to find it from behind. Meantime, here comes the remaining GX players. They're going past DraftKings. ZhenNan, hello? Did you not get the memo that your teammate was just shot at from this position?
Where's the comms?
Just drive straight past him. Okay, I guess that's gonna allow for DraftKings to go full reverse. As I say that, maybe not. Shots are being fired, and the hill's gonna get taken out. Unfortunately, KPI, I mean, I like the way they approached it initially, but stretched a bit too thin there. You can see Emmy and the Capitan, not a whole lot they can do to help from that position.
Maybe that was the play from ZhenNan, right?
As well. Here comes the push around. Madclan in the meantime making their rotation on south. 2-tap goes out already. Deva is down to low HP. Lash in trouble as well. Now they get knocked from elsewhere, and this is the issue. There's just nowhere to play in and around here because there's people all over the place. Game Home eliminated as well on the hillside.
Really smart play from Petrichor Road. You may think, okay, this is a survival game. Why do you need to go get those kills? Well, if you don't kill Game Home away from that position and you try and push in front of them, they're gonna be shooting at you from behind. So you deal with them first, take that spot. Now you can push down to the circle. So well played from Pero. Suju gets caught out by Luke 12, one of the duo for TSM remaining, and they're still got to deal with Macklin right below them. Quite literally, that underarm nade. Perfect. Ian, that was so smart to get in the vehicle, swap to the other side to avoid the nade as quick as possible. Lash, though, was not quite as successful with getting away from it, but Ian, the creativity to understand the situation.
And so fast,
I mean, they go down anyway, but still, what a play.
And in such a hexed situation, spotting the nade next to him while getting shot at, so he doesn't really get the audible cue from it. Spots it, gets through the car, swaps seat, gets out on the other side. That is a fast play. A nice double spray down from Savior. Takes out Kaishin. They will fall in 13th. I'm surprised to see that we haven't lost more teams, to be honest, at this point, given how tough these rotations have been. But again, the fact that it's winner, chicken dinner does play a massive factor. Teams don't want to take fights unless they absolutely have to. And it's showing. I mean, with how many teams are next to each other right now, that would never be the case had it been under point system, because people just don't want, like, they would rather risk losing one to force a team to move out. In the meantime, Unique from the hillside finding knocks on attack all around. 3 of them gone down in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, and you can basically see from this wonderful overview, Janku, Glooms, they're not going to get revived. So AAA's game probably coming to an end. They've actually got a little streak of making top 6 5 games in a row now. Pero, yeah, this is a little bit of an unfortunate crash. It's not Fury. It's not even really Fury that are doing the damage here, by the way. It was mainly GEX. Molly as well from Flood will finish off. And yeah, Petrichor Road do go down. Thought they were playing it actually pretty well for a team that was on the north side, making their way down, dealt with Game Home, and then the crash just was sort of their final destination.
Genji and Fury fighting, that would be absolutely perfect. So they're waiting, hoping to have at least somewhat of a of a godsend message sent to them that they should make a certain play at a certain time. In the meantime, GEX, I mean, GEX has had so much space to maneuver on that side of the circle. Now the rotations come through. Ghibli force their way down towards the south. KPI will be taken down, so that fight should be happening. In the meantime, Unique actually wrapping in between two teams there.
Oh, I thought maybe they were going to just send it for the shack, but no, they actually pull up to the hill, and this is going to be a disaster for Unique. They've lost Fate already. They know now they've got to kind of just reposition a little bit so that New Happy can't see them, so that Fury can't see them, and they've kind of ended up in no man's land where either one of the two teams can see them almost at all times, and it's like, okay, we moved to the left a little bit. Oh, now Fury can see us. Oh, we moved to the right a little bit. Oh, New Happy can see us now. Unique probably would have been better off actually sending it to the Shack of Oath and then just seeing if anything could happen. Sort of car pile up at the front, throw a couple of nades in, and then hide in there. But they've still got Faultlessly, they've still got a Doozy, they've made the mad dash through this valley. Somehow those two remain alive for Unique. And actually, I think they might be now looking into the Shack of Oath, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But ZhenNan, this position for GEX, holding this entire road basically to their, freedom. They got 12 kills from the position over the last couple of minutes. Now, GEX have played this well, but is it going to get them in a position to win the game in the long run?
To wait and see on that one, of course, having had plenty of space to maneuver has been worthwhile. Pent-up does find two from Oath. The Shack all of a sudden doesn't grant you that much cover no longer when you have a completely open side on one. And also, of course, the window is not keeping you safe the way that you hoped it would. In the meantime, New Happy, forced out of the compound, will try and make their way on down. But they also have a pretty scary downhill rotation to make. So we'll see how they opt to make that. Of course, 15 seconds after the new circle is going to pop. Everyone's going to try and sit in the spots they're in right now to hope that a little blessing will come their way.
And you can see everyone's basically just holding edge of the circle. No one sent it to a center position, and that is a massive hard shift right on top of Ghibli and GEX. Of course, Oath inside of that shack, but as Penta already showed us, it's not a safe position. They're only down to a duo. Fury, high ground, above Penta and Luke 12. This will be TSM's demise in this bowl. They honestly played it pretty well for the most part, but yeah, that position was always going to have that kind of ending if they didn't leave it sooner rather than later. Now Gen G, though, they're making the push onto GEX.
Yep, GEX split wide right now with two players up front and two playing all the way in the back. And right now, I mean, they're doing damage, but they have to worry about Ghibli behind. Fortunately, not really seem like they want to interfere on anything. Here's Sabia, smokes room forward, has Esther down to low HP, and now Fury over the top, will spot one, does not to take the shot initially. That should be Gen G out. Yep, Gen G fall in 7th place, but damage is done on both sides.
Yeah, and Fury not taking the shots. They don't want to be in a position where you start shooting and then a team sort of looks behind and then you get caught out and you get gate kept. They've got their backs to the blue. Unique getting their vehicle, the little duo, they move forward. In fact, actually one just got caught by Ronan. Timing is everything. And then Balefrost will take out Fate. So Unique will go out in 6th place. 5 teams remaining. And when you look at that circle and you look at the team's best position, GEX, Ghibli would have to be the 2 teams. For Fury, they've still got 4 alive though, Toby, but they're going to have to basically roam as 4, take out other teams, whether they take out Savior and SSR. Can you do that though without getting shot at by Yanli and ZhenNan on the south side for GEX?
I was actually a little surprised to see Fury not wanting to capitalize more on GEX taking casualties on the roadside. Maybe find another knock. Of course, they don't know exactly of their positioning. I thought they were going to commit more to try and get them taken out. In the meantime, now New Happy trying to make their way on down the road. Only so many places to play from. You can see no matter where they are, there's Envision. But Renba, the flanker from Ghibli, getting outflanked on that rotation, will go down. Not sure if Ghibli will be able to get a rest out of the Adder falls down as well. So despite the fact that New Happy fall apart by the second, they managed to do a ton of damage. Ghibli were spread too thin.
Yeah, a quick little update, but GEX have managed to get all 4 players back together as well. Still holding that ridge on the side of the road. That's going to be New Happy out of the game. 4 teams left. GEX with all 4 players alive. Same can be said for Fury as well. So those 2 teams probably now the 2 favored teams. Fury had a lot of smokes. This is the time to expend them. Somehow Oath still have 2 players at the shack. They're not going to win this game, Toby, but I mean, it ended up working out pretty well for them. They can't complain too much. Fury's going to be able to use this for cover if they can get there without losing any players to GEX.
Trying to see if they can stay tight here. They did manage to get Adder up alive, so Ghibli up to 3 once more. Still, I mean, GEX not wanting to engage too much on the Ghibli side of things, trying to sit on back now. Actually, Spear's wrapping up kind of in the middle of everything here, so tricky position for them to be in. I'm not sure if GEX aren't aware that some of the Ghibli players push further down towards the hillside, because if Lambo looks over on the left side, there's plenty to take a fight to GEX, simply because of the way they're positioned right now. With Fury having the shack for cover at least for a little while longer, and Ghibli having to push down the hillside before Fury will have to make a push for the circle center, there's really only, unless if they take vehicles and crash into the compound, which would make absolutely no sense to me, there's really only one play for Ghibli to make, and that is push down the west side. But Waikiki does get knocked down. He is in position from where Res, I would assume, might be possible, but ZhenNan now peeking over the top here will be able to do a bit of damage as well. Gets spotted on out though, and Ada actually able to find Savior.
Yeah, and that might be a reprieve as well for Fury. I know they've just lost Waikiki out. Ronan's been knocked. Lambu almost got run over by Spear. But GEX have to be wary of the Ghibli push now. With that blue pushing them away from that top ridge, they will be pushing down. They will be able to see GEX. Fury need to just buy some time. I'm not sure how many more smokes they've got left, unless Ghibli go for the push. That actually pushes them even to a more perilous position here against Fury as well, throwing out everything they've got remaining. Fury are basically begging Ghibli to push onto GEX right now.
Exactly. Again, a moment, a time of them to try and just hold out and wait for this fight to be forced between GEX and Ghibli. But no one wants to be the ones to make a move, because you know that the team that gets to third party usually is also the team that ends up coming out on top. We'll see here, Nate's being thrown. GEX, of course, so far the majority of their fights has been at a distance, so should still have some utility left to use in the meantime. Fury down to just bandages pretty much all the way around. One first aid left for Lampo, no helmet, no vest. All these, three nades.
Look at that.
It could be game-changing. That could be a game changer. Nate comes forward, finds two instantly. Oh my lord, that is the crate of all crates. Finds the double with the nade, spots one more over the top, does get headshot in return. No vest, no helmet, no nothing, and Lambo finds the triple. What a godsend crate on that one, and now 3 versus 3.
17 kills for GEX, but they need the chicken dinner if it is to count for something. 3 versus 3 finish here for match 2. Lampu, of course, he only had 1 nade, then he went up to 3. That's the final one, though. None for GEX. They've expended all of their utility. You can see no nades, smokes, or Molotovs. This is simply just going to come down to an old-fashioned firefight. Couple of smokes, though, still available for Lampu. Not a bad molly, but it just misses ZhenNan.
That is so fortunate. If you got a flash, now is the time to throw it. No one's got smokes left remaining. Either ZhenNan tries to follow with the spray on through. Unfortunately, no knocks confirmed. No one's playing with Kevlar. No one's playing with vests. This is a fight of gun power. Who has the better aim? Who is the better mechanical player? That would also be the victor here. ZhenNan wraps around, finds the first one, finds the second one. No, he shot his teammate! He shot his teammate! Spear to trade one as well. Now it's a 2 versus 1.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. He got the initial knock, but then he kills his own teammate. As you said, 2 versus 1. Lampu, Spear, SSR sees them up close. He got them both! He got them both! GEX! 2 kills at the end, but 20 kills in total, and the chicken dinner to close out match 2.
Sprays through the smoke, couldn't see anything, and gets the double. No vest, no helmet, only a couple of bullets needed to do the damage. And despite the fact that Yanli almost lost in the game with that team knock, SSR is there to save the day. What an absolute hero performance from GEX, a team I've been waiting to see perform, and this right here seals it. They are a top contending team, no doubt about it. 20 kills as they make their way through to the weekly finals.